Hey folks, it's your girl Tanisha coming to you again. How are you doing? Good. I'm glad. I really am. This video is for my single mothers. Single fathers you can kind of relate to, but this more so is for my single mothers. The mothers who had a child and for whatever reason the father is not there, whether the father is incarcerated, whether the father walked out on you all, whether the father died, whether the father is just not, he just up at this, I don't know, he's not there. You just know that it's you as a mother and it's your child or your children. Keep in mind, I'm a mother. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a single mother right now because I do have someone who helps me with my son, and I'm very grateful for him. And my boyfriend, he is very helpful with my son. But before I met him, which was 2 years ago, I spent 3 years being a single mother. And, I was a single mother in the instance that I was trying to do the best that I could. I was working as a makeup artist, working for myself. I was living with my mother, and during that time, it was a difficult time. It was a difficult time. I'm gonna honestly say that the only way that I got through was two things: is one, God, and two, my mother. I had a son. I was living with my mom. Well, at that point in time when I had my son, I wasn't living with my mom. I was living on my own. But, it was suggested, well, why don't you come here and live with me? I can help you out. Okay, I did. So I come and I live with my mom. I had a job working as a makeup artist. And it just seemed like it was, I was new to the area. So I had to build my clientele. So it was just so many different things that, was going on in my mind. And I'm just like, man, I got to provide for my child. And I got to make money if I want to have somewhere to stay, if I want to have a car, if I want to have all these different things. So luckily there was this agency. And this is why I said God is so good. My cousin referred me to this agency called A Beacon. I think it was A Beacon of Hope. And it's located in Alpharetta, Georgia. And what they do is you would go there every Tuesday to a class that they were holding. And if you attended their classes, they would give you what's called baby bucks. And as a result of having the baby bucks, they had this big store in this church, because it was at a church, Mount Pisgah Church in Alpharetta, Georgia. They had this big store in this church. And when I say in this store, they had everything that a baby could want, or need: baby food, formula, socks, cribs, mattresses, diapers, wipes, baby wash, towels, clothes, shoes that people have donated. And I'm talking about new and in good shape stuff. Rocking chairs, cribs, crib linens, bed toys, pacifiers, teething rings. Absolutely everything that you could possibly want. Oh, I tear up now. Do you know how much of a blessing that was? That for the first 2 years of my son's life, I didn't really have to buy him anything. I didn't have to buy him anything because I always went to those classes. I got my baby bucks and I went shopping in the store. So that's how we got through a lot of things right there. A lot of things. And I remember there was a point of time when, I had to go get on WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children. And that was kind of embarrassing. And I'm going to tell you why it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing because here I am, trained as a lawyer, and here I am standing in the WIC office. And I was like, what? And I remember one day when I went to the WIC office, I remember going to the bathroom and my mom was outside waiting for me. And I remember going in the bathroom and in the bathroom stall and closing the bathroom stall and putting my head against the wall or against the stall door and just crying. I mean, I was crying because I felt embarrassed. I felt broken. I felt so many different things at that point in time. But while I was standing there crying with tears streaming down my eyes, I clearly remember the Holy Spirit speaking to me in a distinct voice. And what he said was, keep walking. Keep walking. So that was two of the most powerful words that someone could say to me at that point in time. Keep walking. So I didn't understand exactly what that meant other than just keep walking, keep going, keep moving, don't stop. Don't have a pity party. Don't fall down and die. Don't think that this is the end. Keep walking. So I want to say that to some single mother this morning. Keep walking. I know funds done got low at some points of time. I know the car might have got repossessed. You might have got evicted. You know, family might be looking down on you. You know, it's so many things that you are going through or may go through. The baby father ain't helping, or the ex-husband ain't helping. You don't know where you're going to get certain things from. I encourage you that at this point in time in your life, if that's your situation, trust God. Because I was in that same exact situation. I didn't know where a lot of things was going to come from. A lot of times I would get up and I would be, I didn't even know if my car was going to be outside still. Because I know I ain't paid the car note. When I say during that point in time, that's when I learned how to trust God for real. Like not, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, in church that people put on the facade. I'm talking about trust God for real. Like you either going to trust him or you going to go crazy. You either going to trust him or you going to commit suicide. You either going to trust him or you going to go out here and be a prostitute because you can't find money no other way. I mean, trust him for real. So when I begin to trust God for real, and say, okay, God, look, I got $2 in no money in the bank. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. I got $2 and I'm getting ready to head down here to this mall where I was working at. Whew, God is good, y'all. I'm talking about head down to this mall with $2 in my pocket. $2 in my pocket into my name. In my pocket into my name. Meaning nothing was in my bank account. And on several occasions I would go there. Put on my makeup and try to put my best foot forward. And go to this place. Not sure if I would have gas money to make it back home. Now while I'm in this place, all kind of things going on that I could get into. I could start selling pills. I could start selling weed. I could start selling Molly. You know, I could start going in the back room and having sex for a fee. These are all the things that got introduced to me. I did not do any of these things. Let me be clear. But these things were presented to me on multiple occasions while I was working at this establishment. Lots of guys. Well, this one guy, I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all going to be like, what in the world? This one guy said, he called me one night. Now, mind you, I gave him my number. He said, can you come? And I remember this was so nasty and so filthy. And I didn't do it. And I wasn't going to do it. Because I don't care how broke I am. He said, can you come to my house? I got he either said $300 or $500. If you let me just trying to be nice about this. If you just let me put my male organ in your butt and have sex with you like that, I'll give you $300. Just come by. $300. And I was broke at the time. I'm talking about broke. Broke, B-R-O-K-E. I hung up the phone. First of all, after I cussed him out, I hung up the phone, and I'm half of my mind is, you need that money. The other half of my mind was so disgusted, like, really, dude? You just trying me like that? Like, if you was in my face, like, your teeth would be rearranged. So I understand how it gets hard sometimes. I understand that all these not good. Now just think if I would have engaged in any of those things I just told you about. Selling dope, selling pills, prostituting, any of those things. If I'd have started just was like, I gotta provide for my kid. Just think if I had that mentality. I'm so scared to even think where I would be right now. knowing me and my scary self, I be done gave myself away to the police officer when he driving by and I got drugs on me. Because I'm scary like that. Like, I'm not finna be really breaking the law, like, you know, blatantly like that. You know, that's just probably not what I'm about to do. So I been gave myself away. They been said, you know what, she looks suspicious. Let's go pat her down. And I'd be locked up in jail for however many years, you know. Because if I was going to sell dope, I wasn't just finna be selling no weed. I'm finna, look, what's the controlled substance level 1, 2, what's the top of the line? I want to sell that right there. If that's what my mindset was, but it's not. So, to make a long story short, you know, I went through that and I was going back and forth to this mall. And I would, and shout out to China too. Her and I work together and she's a really go-getter as far as go out there and get it. And I really think that was a blessing that I was around her, because if I'd have been around somebody who was lazy, I wouldn't have had that go-get up about me. I would have had it to a degree, but when you got somebody who is a go-getter with you, and y'all connect together, and y'all both a go-getter, oh, y'all finna go out here and straight up take over the world. And many a time we done said that, you know. Now, eventually, me and her end up going our separate ways for whatever reason, but, you know, it's whatever. But as a result of that go-getting in that mall, you know, I built a significant clientele out of that mall. I'm talking about them girls was, I'm talking about, you see this couch behind me? I don't know if you can see the couch, but women lined up for $50 sew-ins. Brows, I was charging like $25 for brows, lashes, and eyeshadow. I was charging like $25 for individual lashes. I was charging like $35, $45, and $55 for full faces of makeup. Brow arching was $10. Lashes was $10. Sew-ins was $50. Sew-in with style was $65. I'm talking about I had that thing popping. All because I trusted God enough to say, God, look, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. But every day I'm going to get up, I'm going to pray. And it was funny because back then I would get up and pray, but on my way to work, I would always listen to me some trap music. Now, if you're familiar with what trap music is basically music based on trapping. Trapping is selling dope. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, you understand what I'm about to say. Whatever product you out there pushing, whether it's hair, makeup, knives, shoes, lipstick, whatever it is that you particularly are pushing as an entrepreneur, you typically look at your product like, okay, I got to get this out here. I got to make sure this is distributed. I got to get my mind in the mindset of, look, it's people out here. I need to make sure that my product is readily available for the demand that exists. I need to supply that demand. That's basically how you're thinking. So every morning I would get in my car, and I remember one song by Ace Hood, Hustle, Hustle, Hustle. That I'm talking about in rotation, heavy rotation. That song, I would listen to it every day. Listen to it on my way to work. Listen to it at work. Listen to it on my way back home from work. Listen to it when I went out there. That was so ingrained in my spirit. Hustle, hustle, hustle hard. Baby need a new pair of shoes. Mama need a new house. My mama ain't need no house. My baby ain't need no shoes. But I was just putting myself in that mind frame. What if my baby did need some shoes? Well, my mama was living out on the streets. I'm about to be out here and make it happen. And I mean make it happen to where I ain't going to make it happen in a way in which I'm going to get locked up to where I can't make it happen. And now my baby ain't got nothing. And now my mama ain't got nothing. I'm going to do it in a way in which when I'm out here, I'm hustling. And I'm going to get it by any means, not any means necessary, but by most legal, legitimate means necessary. And that was the mindset that I was in. So I had God and I had a hustle mentality. I put those two things together, and for the next 3 years while I was at that location, I saw my business flourish. I'm talking about flourish. I would be sitting there some days, wouldn't have money in my pocket. People just coming in. People just coming in. 4 people, 5 people, 6 people. It was a blessing. See, one thing about it, God will put you somewhere that look like it ain't gonna flourish because of whatever reason, but He'll put you in it and you will flourish no matter what's going on around you. No matter who flourishing and who not flourishing. There was a young lady who worked with me. And she was always complaining about not having money and all this other stuff that she was complaining about. But it was like it was always coming to me. Again, I put God and hustling together, and boom. Faith without works is dead. I had God, which was my faith, and I had hustling, which was my work. Very much alive. So as a single mother, I encourage you. Find you something to do that's legitimate, that will produce some income. Pray about that thing, that business, that venture, that invention, whatever it is. Pray about it. Put it before the Lord. Say, God, this is what I have. This is what I'm bringing to you. I break it and I bless it. Now, please multiply it. Get your butt up. Find out what you need to do in order to help it multiply. Consistently rely on God. And I promise you, with every fiber of my being, that those two things together, God and having your hustle, they will come together and they will produce exactly what you need, exactly when you need it to be produced. So fast forward, I left there. I went to another salon doing makeup there. Left there. So now I'm totally freelance, but my clientele sustains me. This is what I do. I do makeup, I do hair, and I'm a photographer. So I support myself doing what I need to do. I pray about it and I hustle. Pray about it and then hustle. Pray about it, then hustle. Said pray about it, then hustle. Okay, enough of me being silly. But single mothers, I encourage you to do the very exact same thing. I encourage you to do the very exact same thing. I know it gets hard. It seems like it's rough. People sometimes don't want to help you. I ain't babysitting your kids. But how am I going to go to work if I don't got no babysitter? I ain't going to help you. You're going to have all these obstacles coming up against you. But one thing I know about God, God will not see you fail. If you trust Him and you get wrapped up in Him and you pick up His word and see what His word says about you, one thing that people don't understand is in the Bible, it is clear. God has an ultimate affection towards women and orphans. Do you know what an orphan is? An orphan is a child who does not have a parent. If your son or daughter does not have a father to a degree, they are considered an orphan. They are, for whatever reason. God has a special affinity towards you. He will help you when you feel like you cannot be helped. He will send the right people at the right time to help you with information, with direction, with instruction. He's so good about it. He is so good about it because He wants to show you how good He is. He says, prove me. He asking people, prove me. Let me show you what I'm about. So if you are a single mother, that is my message to you today. Ask God to prove Himself to you. Prove how much He loves you. Prove how much He cares for you. Prove how much He doesn't want you going out there doing things that He knows will hurt you in the long run. He wants to prove to you that He has your best interest in his forefront of His mind and in His heart. He wants to prove to you that He's not letting you go through all of this just to be going through it. He wants to prove to you how much He cares about the fact that He wants you to win. This is what He wants to prove to you. You can't get in a position to where you just greedy. You can't get in a position to where you just prideful. I ain't going to work there. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that. Well, you know, if you feel like that you want to go sell some booty instead of selling some burgers, well, then that's your choice. That's your option. But don't get mad now when selling booty results in being raped. Selling booty results in getting arrested for prostitution. Selling booty results in you getting an STD. Selling booty results in you having a child that you really don't want. Selling booty results in you getting locked up for drug possession because a lot of those prostitutes end up on drugs. Don't get mad when selling booty over selling burgers turn out bad for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? God always give you a way of escape. He don't want you out here doing stuff that will ultimately end you up in jail or dead. Now, feel like you want to start sell dope instead of sweeping the floor? At least sweeping the floor, you'll be able to go home at night. You'll be able to go home. Ain't nobody gonna follow you home. Nobody gonna break in your house and try and rob you because you got dope in your house. Nobody gonna find you on the street and shoot you in the side of your head because of something that went wrong or did not happen the way they feel like it should happen. Nobody's gonna get jealous because you out there selling more dope than they are. Nobody gets jealous over you sweeping more floors than they do. Sorry. But somebody will shoot you in your head if you out there in their neighborhood selling more dope than what they're selling. They will shoot you dead. So I don't know who this message is for. I don't know why I'm going in this direction. But I just prayed and I said, Holy Spirit, whoever this is for, let it be for them. And let them receive it and let it be sealed in their mind and in their spirit. So I just pray that you receive this and you get this. There's better for you. Your current situation does not dictate the outcome of how this thing is going to turn around. So to fast forward to now. Now, I'm good. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm good. So I'm good. I'm good. And again, God was the number one reason why I'm here today. There was points when I wanted to end it all. There was points when I didn't care. A lot of times, my son is one of the reasons why I'm still here. Let me just put that on your heart. My son is one of the reasons why I'm still here. So if you have any questions, any way in which I can comfort you or give you advice about being a single mother and the hardships of being a single mother, reach out to me and I'll reach right back. I really will. I really will. And I pray that something I've said has touched and blessed you and let you know that, look, this is not the be all, the end all of your situation. This is not the final chapter. On your forehead, it does not say the end. It said, I'm telling you to turn the page, flip the page, go to the next chapter. You win. You win. You conquer. You go above. You exceed. You excel. All the above. That's what you do. And I said it. So it is so. So again, I want to just thank you for watching my videos. I want to give you that hug from afar that I always give you. And until next time, this has been your girl Tanisha. Bye.